You're telling me that a telephone killed a girl?
I think we already established that most of us would have answered at one point or another. Welcome back to the Drive-In Asylum double feature.
I was enjoying that music.
I love to see you grooving, Michael. Our special guests tonight, in order of appearance on your screen, are James Benge, Michael Ferrari, and Sher. Hi, guys. Thanks for being on the show, everybody. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad you all agreed.
I like the split screen.
Your graphics are great.
Brian De Palma suggested this.
Yes.
So, wow, yeah, Party Line. It really blew my mind.
I really liked at the end the kind of gothic house, how it just kind of seemed like it was somehow disorienting how big and crazy it was.
Yeah, does anyone know what their location is?
Yes,
it
please.
looks familiar to us, right?
It said Malibu and I forget, Northridge. Was that the other place in LA?
I think so.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a house that like gothic looking would be in Malibu, maybe. It's like very LA gothic, but still.
It didn't look like Beverly Hills though. It didn't have that any. I don't. Did we see any palm trees? So
I didn't see many. It gave me Hollywood Hills vibe, but that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that too. They were definitely. I think they were definitely going for that. Plus, you could see the view.
The view, right?
Oh, there was a view. That's true. Yeah, it was not Beverly Hills at all. It was somewhere else. It's supposed to be Beverly Hills.
Lies.
But if it was, those murders were found in Point Dume, Malibu, and that's a really long drive to take a couple of bodies.
Point Dume. That's the name of the town in Messiah of Evil.
That's right. I knew I recognized it from somewhere.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Crazy shit's always happening there.
It's Malibu.
A house definitely fell into the ocean there. The house that they used for the exteriors on Messiah of Evil was this beautiful, like mid-century looking beach house. Not even mid-century, because it was in the movie Mildred Pierce.
No way.
Oh.
Was it Mildred's beach house?
Yeah, Monty's beach house.
I never knew.
It's the house in Messiah of Evil, but only the exterior views. The inside of the interiors in Messiah of Evil were filmed somewhere else in LA, but the exterior, whenever they show that house that they're in, that's the house for Mildred Pierce. And there was a terrible hurricane or huge bad weather at some point, and there were these torrential rains, and there was a film crew, a news crew, out in front of the house talking about it, because I guess it was unstable, and they were talking about the effects of the bad weather on all the homes in that area. And they were like, this house is in danger of falling into the ocean, and it fell on camera for them while they were there filming. And it's no longer there.
Really makes you not want to live in LA.
Well, then there's that earthquake thing that threatens to happen there all the time.
And I'm always...
There's so many reasons.
What, James?
There's so many reasons not to want to live in LA.
Yes. And I always imagine that if the earthquake happens, I'm going to be a Victoria principal. And I'm going to be like locked outside, chased by rapists and I don't know, revengeful Hell's Angels. I don't like it.
Meep and I are from the East Coast.
I lived in LA for almost 2 years. In Long Beach, though. Does that count?
Oh, yeah. Long Beach is just as treacherous as all the rest of it. I'm also from the East Coast. I just haven't lived there in 15 years. James is not. James is from Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm from Hawaii, so coming here was a big leap across the Pacific Ocean to the mainland.
I want to be from Hawaii.
I know.
I want to retire there.
Me
It's so
too.
expensive though.
I just want to visit there at least once before I'm dead. I've never been there.
Eldon Glenn, I saw, said that the songs in that movie were terrible. I take umbrage at that. We were just talking about how much we loved the end credits Kenny G music. This movie is filled with dynamic music.
Dance All Night was actually in the end credits, so if you want to, find that somewhere and play it again, it's called Dance All Night.
I was really taken with the secular sentiments behind "Praise the Lord and Pass the Loot." It was there in the opening scene in the club. Pretty fantastic.
Oh wow, yeah. At Fantasia.
I love that they could be. They're at Fantasia. I was like, that is the lamest name for a club. I love it. I would totally want to go to Fantasia.
Well, I was just going to ask, do you think it was a real place?
I wonder if it was maybe filmed at a real place that wasn't called Fantasia. I don't know. I always wonder that with clubs, like club and bar scenes in movies.
Well, Thank God It's Friday was filmed in a real club. And there's been some other movies too in LA that they've actually used real clubs also. So I would think it'd be easy to get, if they film during the daytime when there's actually no business there.
Yes,
Probably.
totally.
Yeah.
Could watch this with modern girls, get all those LA clubs in there.
Yeah, like were those real clubs or were they just like one set?
I feel like some of them were redressed sets, but because they're very themed in the movie.
I want to make a Fantasia T-shirt now.
Ooh.
I made one for Boobs Disco from that movie The Demon.
Oh wow!
I never saw that. That sounds like an amazing.
That's another movie that had a disco scene in it. And the other one that did you play the Don't Go in the House movie?
Yeah.
That same night, The Demon.
Beautiful disco music, and don't go in the house.
That's a perfect film.
I was just in the neighborhood where they have that house, Atlantic Highlands, today. So it's funny. Should have visited.
Did they move it?
No, it's the same area with the house.
Okay.
It's become like a museum, I think now. Museum of Death.
There's a burning smell that no one can seem to pinpoint.
Mike Justice says that Greta Blackburn has always creeped me out, so this was the perfect role for her.
Was that the sister?
Yeah, and I realized while watching this movie recently that she was in the scene in 48 Hours where James Remar is having sex with a prostitute. She was the woman. I just remember seeing that pretty young and making a big impression on me, so to speak. And here she is playing the sister. Oh, yeah.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Right on. I'll go with you, Vince.
I second that.
Come by in your groovy van and pick us all up, and we'll go to the disco and Jennifer.
I'll wear a silver turban and a cape.
Let's watch Jennifer instead.
That would be a great one to
I've never done that. Just like totally swapped out the movie. Like we're not watching that.
That's what we're changing our mind. We're watching Jennifer.
I worked too hard on all this shit to just change the movie like that.
Sorry, gotta change it.
No, I'm super ready for the next one because I've never seen it before.
Oh, really? That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to ask that in the chat. Let us know if it was your first time watching Party Line, and also if you've seen our second feature tonight, Murder by Phone. Because we haven't started talking about it yet, but we're just going to ask you that anyway. So tell us now.
I keep telling people it's don't answer the phone. I'm like, no, wait, not don't answer the phone. It's Murder by Phone.
Don't Answer the Phone is pretty hard to watch. Gotta be
honest.
I
tried watching Don't Answer the Phone. I actually turned it off, which is rare for me because it was so just gross. And
the locations are great. I mean, you have very seedy LA, but it's just the movie itself is just
Yeah, it's a horrible movie.
It's terrifying.
Ick.
But it's interesting that you also.
I like the title though. I like all the titles that say "Don't open the door" and "Don't answer the phone" and "Don't go in the basement" or "Don't look in the basement" and "Don't go in the house."
Don't you all seem to like "Don't go in the house," but you have a problem with "Don't answer the phone." So what's
I like "Don't Go in the House." It was a good movie.
Don't Go in the House. Oh, right. I was like, is that Don't Go in the House or Don't Look in the Basement? Yes, I love them both. Yeah, I found Don't Go in the House a lot less disgusting than Don't Answer the Phone, which is maybe weird because it's pretty disgusting too, but for some reason it just bothered me less.
Yeah, I mean, "Don't Go in the House" has what many people consider to be one of the most disturbing violent scenes in a movie is when he,
this is
chains
the
the woman
thing.
up and burns her.
The first time I saw Don't Go in the House, it was on Tubi actually, and it was the TV edit. And I was like, I don't understand why everyone's so freaked out about this movie. It's not bad at all. I loved it. And then I got the separate Blu-ray and I was watching the theatrical version. I was like, oh, that's pretty nasty shit. So I actually
Oh, see, I haven't seen that yet, Ben. I did the same thing. I watched it on Tubi, and I'm like, well, that's nothing. That was like over in a split second. And I ended up getting the Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet.
It's
so.
pretty nasty. I think I like the TV version better. But it's impressive. It's impressive what they achieved in the nasty version.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look entirely convincing, but it's convincing enough, I think. It was really, we did that on the show. We did "Don't Go in the House," I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You did. Yep. I saw it. I was there watching Groovy Doom in my living room.
Thanks. I mean, sorry that you didn't have anything else to do.
Television now. It's so weird how that happens.
What?
I feel like I should apologize when people say that. Like, sorry, this was the best thing you could do.
No, this is way better than any other option.
So, our second feature of the evening is Murder by Phone, as we already mentioned. And this is a real strange film. Don't you agree? Those of you who have seen it, Ben didn't see it. But James and Michael, it's pretty grimy looking and creepy, isn't it?
Murder by Phone?
Yeah.
I don't know about grimy, but it actually gave me a little bit of a Looker vibe to it.
I
It
can
felt
see that.
kind of sci-fi-ish, So I don't know what was going on in 80. This is 81, right? Murder by Phone?
It was filmed
82.
it was
came
filmed
out
in 80, but it didn't get released until 82.
Oh, okay. So it actually came before Looker then, I think.
Yeah, it was Looker was 81, so but they might have been made around the same time.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it really has
maybe
that.
It tried to have that kind of Michael Crichton sci-fi vibe to it, but didn't really pull it off.
Yeah, it was definitely in the air in that time period, of course, with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Everything had to be sci-fi to some degree.
Yeah.
I thought the scare scenes were pretty good. They were very repetitive. Somebody answers a phone. There's lots of smoke and lightning bolts or whatever. It's kind of fun. And they get blown back in a fun way.
I mean, normally I wouldn't attend anything that called itself a seminar, but I would go to a seminar about this weapon and how it actually works and how it does what it does, because that's got to be some interesting shit. This is like really cartoon sci-fi level stuff.
I like when they don't explain it, like Laura Mars' psychic visions. They don't tell you what, you just have to accept it. The phone technology is what it is. It's actually a really kind of interesting precursor to the internet, because that's basically what the internet is. You go on and connect with other people and it kills you. It's just in like a kind of indirect way.
It's slow. It's slower. It's a much more. It's slow death.
Yes.
As opposed to in this movie.
I mean, some New York City payphones at the time would have killed you with all the germs on them. That's for sure.
It would definitely kill you today if we still had them.
Yeah.
You could get electrocuted while on your phone too. At least you could on a landline.
Especially if you talked on it in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm. Or if there was a storm and lightning hit it, I think was
Yeah.
the worst thing that could happen to you with a telephone.
Is that something that really happened, or was that like an old wives' tale?
I just looked it up the other day. I don't know why. We had a lightning storm here, and I was like, oh, what's real and what is just old wives' tales about lightning? And I was shocked to find that that one was real and that there were cases where people... Plus, it's also real about showering during an electrical storm. And,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I didn't hear that.
There are documented cases where that has happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because the tub is metal or something, so if it hits like the ground, it could then
it'll go up through your pipes.
Oh yeah, the pipes.
Interesting.
I knew about the telephone thing because I was in Florida visiting my family, and there was a huge thunderstorm. I thought actually the house was coming apart because I'd never heard them before, but they're really like intense. And my mom's going, don't talk on the phone right now. Just leave the phone. Don't call anybody until it's over.
She
saw this movie.
It's very real. It's kind of a classy movie, honestly, with Richard Chamberlain as the lead, John Houseman, the director of some very classy movies. So he was Oscar nominated too.
What classy movies?
He did Around the World in 80 Days. He was Oscar nominated for that. He did Logan's Run.
That's the one I was trying to remember.
Did quite a few things actually in his career, in a very varied career. So
some of those Canadian tax shelter movies really went for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Cronenberg stuff is just genius.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that's true. But even like the crappy Canadian tax shelter movies went with it too. But yes, the Cronenberg Canadian tax shelters are amazing.
Well, that's what they were.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. It's true. They love to get like those big old Hollywood director. Like, didn't Fred Zinnemann do Happy Birthday to Me, or did I make that up?
Oh, it's oh my god, I'm blanking on his name right now. But the guy who did The Guns of Navarone. So a classy director did Happy Birthday to Me, which is fun.
Yeah, it was kind of an upscale slasher movie, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Seemed like it.
Was it Columbia Pictures?
Yeah, it was Columbia Pictures, and they were on the Friday the 13th bandwagon at that point. That was 81, so it's probably in your fabulous new issue.
Ooh.
Tying it into 1981.
Beautiful segue into the new issue of
Happy Birthday to Me has to be in here somewhere.
Well, nobody talks about it, but there are plenty of ads.
It's got to be some ads, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this, guys. You need to get this issue, really. Trading cards.
Let's zoom in on you. From the erstwhile Sam Panico, who's not on tonight's program. He's the one that designed those beautiful trading cards.
Some great ads in here. Graduation Day, which
see, someone talked about that.
Affinity for that one.
Yeah, I love that movie. Always feels glossier than 1981. There's Looker.
There's Looker.
Yeah.
I saw that for Holy Terror, the version of Alice, Sweet Alice, under which Meep saw it in the theater.
Horribly edited.
Yeah, in 81, right? That they
Graduation.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that they re-edited it. I thought they just retitled it.
Yeah, Holy Terror has a lot of stuff
shorter.
cut out of it, and they rearranged parts of the movie to make Brooke Shields look like she has a bigger part.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so lame.
They made the star and almost like possessed looking. Some more good ads.
Yeah, lots of great 81 stuff. And here's something I wrote about. Mommy Dearest.
I never saw that ad with her face on the white background. That's really good.
Yeah, it ran in the LA Times for 1 week.
Ooh, all the Joan Crawford apologists in LA must have been pissed.
First there was this one, and then there was this one. And then when the movie wasn't doing any business, they changed to this ad campaign.
Which Faye Dunaway complains about in her memoir.
It's funny.
Well, Frank Yablans sued them for somebody for doing that.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they never ran it again.
I love that you found it. The biggest mother of them all. I wonder what queen came up with that.
I bought the issue of the LA Times that it's in online, so I actually have the paper here somewhere with it. It's a giant full page ad too.
That's
Wow.
legendary that you have the actual one.
It's all yellowing, but whatever.
What do you think Faye Dunaway would do if you mailed it to her?
Dear Faye, would you please sign this? I loved you as Joan.
By the way, I do love Faye as Joan.
I do too. Everybody talks about what she does, like fly way over the top in the movie, but she creates something more special, I think, than the movie would have been if they had just done it ultra serious. Like there's this hysterical edge to it that she definitely brought.
Yes. I think Pauline Kael described it as kabuki, which is Pauline, if you want to read a review of Mommy Dearest that nails it, by the way, highly recommend Pauline Kael's review, which is largely positive. But what was I going to say? I don't know. I lost it.
The Village Voice had a great review of Mommy Dearest too.
Oh, what did they say?
I think it was Canby. I don't remember who actually wrote it, but reading it now in present day, it seemed like they really got it. They got the movie a little bit more than other critics at the time did, and they took it a little more seriously than a lot of people did because of how screamy it is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty good.
Rex Reed also praised it. I seem to recall, if my memory is correct, that I read something that Rex Reed wrote about Mommy Dearest in a video review magazine. I used to read those all the time. Yeah. So he liked it a lot too and praised her performance. I think that I've seen the kabuki remark as well. So, but yeah, that's a good description of it. It's definitely like this enhanced art form, you know.
But those scenes really are scary, and they're filmed like horror movies. Like the way that the director said, Frank Perry, sets those up, it really is. I mean, he's definitely drawing on Joan's actual movies, like Straight Jacket. It figures heavily into it. Lots of stuff, and the scenes are actually scary, especially the scene. Oh, the part that really upsets me is where she cuts off her hair.
I know, it's so brutal. It's brutal.
Can you imagine filming that? Like that little girl filming and getting like, Faye, keep those things away from my eyes while you're doing that. She's in character.
Faye talked about that in her book too, that she like traumatized the little girl because she was like in character pulling her hair. So she's like, I bought her a swatch afterwards to make up for it.
Wonder if Mara Hobel still has it.
I hope so. No, it's so true. But I don't know. I always sort of thought that that's probably what Joan Crawford was like when she was wasted in the middle of the night getting abusive. Because if you watch I saw what you did as a good example. Joan is fucking scary in that movie. Like she is intense.
A lot of people like rag on Christina now, and they're like, oh, she's a bitch and she's crazy, and like there are a lot of people that think she made that up.
It's so insane to me. I always want to actually like post about that on Facebook, be like, everybody who says Christina is lying, like you're toxic. But then I know that the queens are going to come after me, so I just be quiet. I'm just
There's certain things you can't say, and that's one of them.
Yeah. Now you know how Carol Ab felt.
Anyway, I didn't mean to turn this into the Mommy Dearest show.
Here's the Mommy Dearest show.
Here's another.
We could talk about Mommy Dearest for a long time.
Great 81 movie, Strange Behavior.
Right.
I'm trying to not catch the lighting. It's not working. There we go.
AKA Dead Kids.
Dead Kids. That's a Canadian movie, isn't it?
I think they filmed it actually in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a Aussie exploitation movie.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be maybe America, but they filmed it in down there. Getting back to Canada, does anyone else have this cool book?
Yes, I love that book.
There's not much
Okay.
about Don't Answer the Phone. I was going to say Murder by Phone in it, but they don't dismiss the movie, which is great. But yeah, it is kind of what it is. It's entertaining. Maybe not the most memorable film, but I enjoy it for what it is too.
I'm excited Richard Chamberlain's in it. I love him.
Yeah. And it's
He
good
looks
cast.
terrific in Murder by Phone. He really does. This was in between The Thornbirds and Shogun.
That's right.
So he was hot, you know, and so it's interesting how he did. You know, he's doing so well in television, and then he makes this movie. But it's not a bad movie.
He needed a little
pedigree.
beard manicure though. It was it's pretty wild in the movie.
Oh, I hate that.
Some close-ups, you can really see it.
Terrible to disguise that gorgeous face.
So what movie did he look the best in?
God, I don't even know if I know his movies that much. I just kind of know what he looks like. I'm trying to think if I've seen any movies where I really cry. I mean, The Thornbirds is his most famous movie, and he looks super cute in that. I think he looks great in the 80s, too, like as the 80s progressed, but I can't remember any of his actual movies. I'm going to have to look on my phone now because I'm curious.
Yeah, he's got some theatrical ones, like I want to say from the late 60s or early 70s. And this one, Something in the Morning. But yeah, I can't remember the title. But,
The Towering Inferno. He looks good in that as a big douchebag.
Yeah, he was a horrible character in The Towering Inferno. The reason the whole thing was on fire.
Fearlessly reprehensible.
He's in The Swarm too, of course.
Oh, poor
Who isn't?
Exactly.
Everybody's in The Swarm.
If you weren't in The Swarm, you had a really bad agent.
Alan Quatermain in The Lost City of Gold, where he befriended the great Cassandra Peterson, and he looks great in that.
He's got a beard though.
Fell in love with his cute boyfriend, and they were together forever.
The actress, is it Sarah Botsford? She looked familiar when I watched this movie. I'm like, oh yeah, she's in a movie I watch over and over and over, Jumping Jack Flash.
Oh,
Love that movie.
She kind of plays the classy, like I think the girlfriend of the spy that's helping, or she's helping on the computer, and she enlists her help at some point. She's classy. And, you know, she has that vibe about her. She's in Deadly Eyes as well, which she did right after this one. And I think Still of the Night, which also was around that time.
Talk about classy. That is a real classy film. Still of the Night. I love that movie.
And she was also in the Fog remake.
Wow.
Which kind of connects it to this movie because John Houseman's in this movie. And the original, of course, he's in the original Fog. There's some other good people. Like, a lot of Canadian actors, very recognizable Canadian actors, like
Houseman,
character actors. Houseman, Robin Gamble, who has a pivotal role in this movie. He's in Rituals.
Oh my God, Robin Gamble is in this?
Yeah, in The Pix, The Haunting of
God.
Julia.
I saw him do back in the early 80s on HBO. They had this series called HBO Theater where they would do a live presentation of something, and they did Wait Until Dark with Catherine Ross, Stacy Keach, and Robin Gamble was one of the main people in that one.
Sounds amazing.
I like that.
It was so good. Stacy Keach is over the top in the Alan Arkin role from the film, and
I could see that.
It was something that they had never actually they didn't do it in the movie. It didn't transfer to the screen, but I guess the direction has him like putting on makeup and like getting in sort of like half drag for that scene at the end where he terrorizes her in the apartment. He's like putting on makeup in it, and Keach is like way over the top. So you got to see it.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if that's floating around anywhere.
It might be. If you have an email address, Ben, I might be able to share it with you.
Of course.
Anyway, Murder by Phone. Let's look at some ads, shall we?
Yes.
This was one of those movies. Like, I was obsessed with horror movies when I was a kid, and especially right in this era. I mean, this was the early 1980s. It was like my monster kid gene had finally kicked in. Like around the time I was 9 up until about 13, I was obsessed with everything horror. I didn't know anything about this movie, and it even played theatrically here in Pittsburgh. It was crazy, but then I finally saw it on HBO. So HBO caught me up with Murder by Phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stalling while the photos are loading.
And Hulu had it on. I think Hulu. Oh no, that was Call Me, another phone movie. No, it wasn't Murder by Phone. It was
I love Call Me.
Yeah.
It came out.
Another one.
Murder by Phone came out in the beginning of 1983 in New York City. It was like the first week of January, and it lasted only a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
It played at the RKO National Twin, and I know it was playing along with Kiss Me Goodbye.
God, what a great double feature.
R.I.P. James Caan, of course.
I like
so
that.
This ad is from San Pedro, California, and this was the earliest I could find it playing, which was July 9th, 1982.
Oh, the UA Del Amo Mall. That's where Jackie Brown took place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Torrance.
In Torrance.
Fantastic connection. But they didn't tell you the title. And here you can see it's in Victoria, Texas, July 30th, 1982. I'll zoom in on that. Oh, wait, I skipped it. This ad gallery is letting me down. But you can see the title is Bells.
Bells is not a great title, even though I love it. It's
the original title. Well, I think it was the second title because there was another title that was based on more on the source material, I think.
That's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, totally. I'd love to go see Best Little Horror House in Texas and Bells.
So here, this is the zoom in from Texas. But this was, one of the only cities that I could find it playing as Bells. After this, it was retitled The Calling.
Oh.
I think maybe that was the title of the original title. Either that or Bells. I can't remember now which one, but.
Well, it played here in Pittsburgh in September of 1982.
Under The Calling?
Yeah, as The Calling. This ad is from Pittsburgh.
Reach out and kill someone. That's good.
There's 2 reach outs, because remember the jingle on TV. Reach out and touch someone. These people were going for a lawsuit, I swear.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Pittsburgh. Here's a zoom in on Pittsburgh. I love the little ad variations.
I like that ad for The Calling. I didn't like the Bells ad.
Isn't that the Scanners ad?
The Scanners.
Yeah. It was a dirty trick. This happened in Philadelphia in December 1982.
It's amazing.
But this is just the preview ad. The other ads were normal. Murder by Phone.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
that's
not
a Scanners.
It's not unlike Scanners, right? It feels very Scanners, this ad.
Yeah.
It is Scanners. I think they literally lifted on and put it on, pasted on there.
Amazing.
This is from October 1982 in Tampa.
Ooh, Sorceress was playing there.
Where did you see that?
On the previous one. I've got the YouTube screen up, so it's a slightly delayed.
I thought my eyes were I know my eyes are going bad. Sometimes I miss things.
I forgot the YouTube has got a slight delay on it, and that's what I'm watching. So I've got my phone here. I've got my phone right in front of me. This is risky.
Aren't you paying attention tonight? Meep's pushing it.
Pushing me. Stop pushing me.
So this is the most familiar ad campaign. This is from Philly.
That's definitely the best one, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I agree.
What is
That's the VHS cover.
Features including Sorceress, Midway only.
Sorceress?
Well, I was thinking it was not the sword and sandals one, but the other one, like the witchy one.
I thought it was the sword and sandals one.
Oh, you think so? Okay, it could be.
Well, now I'm not sure. I just took it for granted that that's what it was, but you're right. It could be something different.
Anyway.
Wasn't
Natalie Wood's sister in a movie called Sorceress, or am I making that up? It had like 100 titles. One of them was like The Devil's Lover. I don't know. Don't listen to me.
Oh, are you thinking of was Britt Eklund in it also?
I'm not sure.
That was Demon Rage, Fury of the Succubus. And
Yes, I think that's the same one. And there's a picture of Natalie Wood at the premiere.
Dark Eyes. It was on TV like HBO as Dark Eyes. Satan's Mistress, I think.
Yeah, Satan's Mistress. That's
That
it.
sounds familiar. Yeah.
I've always wanted to see that movie. It seems like it should be really good.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It's a unique experience. They have the most oceanfront property I've ever seen in a movie. Like the ocean is literally outside their front door.
Oh, now you're speaking my language.
It creeps me out. All right, so again, you may have noticed that Sam's not on the program tonight, but he did leave us some videos teaching us how to make these wonderful cocktails that he has recipes for. And I'm warning you all, this one requires a blender.
Ooh.
So,
That's a device that could be hacked and get killed by.
if you're following at home, you may want to get your blender ready, because here comes Sam to show us the drink.
I want that party line. That was crazy. Garrett, sister hooking up. Some weird stuff. Anyway, welcome to the second drink of the evening. This one's called the Operator. This one goes by Murder by Phone, aka Bells. And you can enjoy this one with Richard Chamberlain. So let's get going. We're going to do half an ounce of vodka into your blender. And then we're going to do half an ounce of Midori. And let's sing a sad song.
The party's over.
Another dead soldier.
Pour one out for Midori.
Pour one out for Midori. Okay, we're going to do half an ounce of rum. I'm using Kraken, but you can use whatever you like. But, you know, maybe we'll get sponsored if we say the brands. 4 ounces of grapefruit juice. Restaurant pour. And we're going to do 2 ounces of orange juice. Get it all over our chest. And then finally, we're going to do half an ounce.
Salute.
Half an ounce of lime juice. How can you tell it's half an ounce? Half an ounce. Okay. Finally, that's it. The most
the
important
lid.
thing.
A lid.
The lid. Last time I didn't put the lid on. Make sure the lid is covering.
In your locked position?
Covering there. So we got liquefied, blend, grate, mix, chop. I think we're going to do...
I think we should do mix first.
Mix first, because I kind of want it to have a little bit of heft to it. So here we go. Close your ears. Let's mix that until it's smooth. And see, exactly like the movie, the phone's ringing. So I think that adds us a nice certain je ne sais quoi to the recipe that we're doing. It's going to ring right back. And then you take this off the thing. And here we go with the pour. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice and thick. Like my brains.
Oh, banana shakes.
A little banana shake. There's no banana in it, though.
But it looks like
So
it
this
looks
is
pretty.
the operator.
Quite... Oh.
Yeah, let's take a drink. Oh my. Pazuzu, everybody enjoy the movie. See you next week.
Was everybody else freaked out when the phone rang?
A little bit, yeah. I was very intimidated when I saw blender. Like when I was reading that recipe, I was like, "Ooh, that drink sounds good. I'm gonna make it." Then it's like put in the blender. I was like, "Ooh, blender." I don't know, but that looked amazing.
So anyway, cheers to all of you, and thanks, guys, for being on the program tonight.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Pazuzu, as we say here on the show when we
Oh,
drink.
I love that. That's really good. Appropriate.
Zuzu.
So, back to murdering by phone.
Mhm.
Let's discuss.
I've never done it before.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
Well, if you did, definitely save it for the memoir.
Sure. I'll
That's
try.
something that it should go in the book.
Right.
Answer
your phones. Answer your phones. Ah.
I have a call too.
We've
Hey.
traced the calls. They're coming from inside the program. Let's talk about some other killer telephone movies.
Yes, I love them.
Midnight Late. Well, I saw what you did was probably what the prototype. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry,
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
number.
Yeah.
Good call.
It's a good
Yeah.
one.
That's going way back. I wasn't prepared for that.
I have a few of them on VHS. I'm trying to Call Me. I know is one of them. There's a few.
That
of
was
them.
on Hulu. for a
I
while.
have to give a shout out to Hotline, starring Linda Carter, which the great David Assassino recommended to me recently, and it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. I'm obsessed with it. I watched it like 3 times.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
There's a what's the name of the movie? There's a horror movie anthology that has Marg Helgenberger as a phone operator, and she gets harassed by some crazy guy. It's got a really fun segment.
That's in Trilogy of Terror 2, isn't it?
No, it's not Trilogy of Terror 2. I don't know why I'm blanking right now. Maybe because of the...
Yeah, I just saw it recently,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's not Trilogy of Terror 2, but yeah, it is After Midnight.
After Midnight, yes, that's it.
Okay,
I do like
Seen
that
it
one a
just
lot.
recently. Yeah,
It's
I
fun.
do too. I bought the Blu-ray on that. I had the DVD originally. I like that movie, and the teacher in the first installment too is like super hot.
That's actually a pretty
What?
It's a pretty usually segments obviously in anthologies are like some are better than others. Not all 4 of them were actually pretty fun. It's rare for those kinds of things.
Another anthology with phone horror is Black Sabbath, aka Three Faces of Terror, which has the telephone.
Yes. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that one too.
Evil lesbian prank calls in the Italian version.
Right, you didn't understand. They changed it in the dub.
You didn't know what the hell's going on in the English version. 976 Evil, of course.
Yeah, that's true. We have
How
a new
about-
one with the black phone.
Oh yeah.
So,
Did you guys all
you
see
can
the
call
black
that phone
phone?
horror?
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too, actually. And I don't say that about new horror movies.
Where did you see it, Ben?
I just watched it.
Did you go out?
I rented it.
Oh, you rented it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't gone back to the movie theater yet.
No,
I saw it theatrically, and I thought it was good. I don't know. I'll never want to watch it again. Probably it was disposable. That was like probably the best thing. The only bad thing I could say about it is that it was disposable. It was well written. It was exciting while it was happening.
My all-time favorite, of course, is right there. When a Stranger Calls. And I do really like the sequel, When a Stranger Calls Back. That's a really solid sequel in my eyes.
When a Stranger Calls Back gets scarier every time I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was scary, but every time I watch it, it's even scarier.
Yeah.
I've never seen When a Stranger Calls Back.
That was a TV movie.
Yeah, it was made for
wasn't that made for
cable.
Showtime?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
cool. It was good.
Jill Schoelen's mullet is probably the scariest thing in it, but
By far the least flattering hairdo she ever had.
It's so bad. But the movie, yeah, I really like it a lot. Same director. That's what helps.
That's right. I forgot about that in Whoopi Goldberg's movie, The Telephone.
That's right.
Wait, what? I've never seen that movie or heard of it. That sounds incredible.
So when she's sued to like get stop or get released, I don't know. It was some she did not want to do it, but she got a chance. She was forced
Wow.
to do it.
I'm amazed that there was a movie that she attempted to stop. There were some other ones I would have tried to stop. How about when?
But not Jumping Jack Flash.
No, definitely not. I love it. I don't know. I mean, I'm even kind of partial to Burglar myself.
I do like Burglar a lot too. The fun club scene in that one.
I just love the concept that she hides out by entering a secret room in her house and she makes herself a sandwich first.
Yeah.
She knows she's going to be in there for a while.
I love Secret Rooms. That's very that movie, the TV movie.
Bad Ronald.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna run up and get my iPad because my laptop is dying again. I'll be right back.
Oh no, okay. Well, the telephone horror movie I was going to mention is When Michael Calls.
Yes.
Oh, that's another good TV movie. Yeah.
How about Disconnected?
We did that on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did.
Kind of want to see that.
That was a mess. That movie. We loved it. I think it was the first time I had seen it. It blew my mind, man.
Out of the Dark from 1988. Or same year as these movies, yeah.
I've always wanted to see that, and I never have.
Oh, I think you'd like that one a lot, actually. Yeah.
With Divine, not in drag.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, he's the detective, right? Is it a detective thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That I think that's streaming. Might be on Prime, but I've seen it out in the streaming universe.
I think it's on Tubi, or it was. They may have taken it down.
Yeah.
I hope not. Uh-oh.
We lost someone. Ben's
coming back. Don't worry. He'll be back on his jiggly iPad. So When Michael Calls, and also, well, we didn't mention Black Christmas. There was a lot of talk in the chat earlier about Black Christmas, which was really, the very first The Calls Are Coming from Inside the House.
It's true. Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah. Classic.
I love Black Christmas a lot. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a really interesting one to listen to also because they, other than the phone ringing, but there's a lot of sounds and, whether it's just the wind blowing outside or, there's a lot of really detailed sounds in it. And then the lights too, all the Christmas lights. It's kind of cool.
You know what I'm obsessed with in that movie is how they have a wreath hanging on their front door and it's lighted. I want to know how it's lighted.
How they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I guess I always assumed they just strung Christmas lights around and plugged it in wherever they plug in the other Christmas lights.
I've done that on our old house. The new one we're like kind of isolated and no one's really sees anything on the front door or anything. But I used to be obsessed with the front of my house for like Christmas and Halloween. And I figured out a way to like wire the front door. But it was cool. I'm probably lucky that the house didn't burn down in doing it. But Black Christmas was heavily influential. Also, I love how her sweater is the like hands over her boobs.
Yes.
I only realized that like a year ago. I've seen that movie for 30 years or something a million times. And like a year ago, somebody pointed that out to me. It blew my mind.
Is that Margot Kidder?
No, Olivia Hussey.
Really? I don't remember that. I don't remember the sweater.
Great.
It's subtle.
Wow.
Because she's classy, like everyone in Murder by Phone.
I know you wouldn't expect it of the Olivia Hussey character because she's so kind of restrained, but she's a very strong modern woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's an interesting character detail to kind of tell us that, you know, she's not all she looks on the outside. She's got this kind of wild side too.
Yes.
A sense of humor.
She's like, I'm not fucking having this baby. Okay.
Exactly.
I've been
Care
watching that
DeLeo was
movie
not
like
ready
every
for
year.
how modern.
Oh no, we lost Ben. Ben, come back to us. Yeah, that movie really pushed the envelope with all that frank discussion about the fact that she was just like, well, I wasn't even going to tell you I was pregnant. I was just going to go have an abortion. Like, I don't think there were a lot of instances of women saying that in movies before Black Christmas.
It's true.
Especially in 1974. It's pretty far ahead.
Ben,
welcome back.
This is what I hate about phones. All technology is just the devil.
I have my cell phone now on a charger because it's too far to and I'm glad I had this because it went down to low percentage on the first round. So, and I forgot to actually plug it in, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to plug in.
But
I'm on my phone now too. I'm gonna have to plug it in too.
Gotta get one of these.
well, we only have about 8 more minutes, so
You know, in case we have an earthquake. In case there's an earthquake.
Oh no, yeah, I have tons of earthquake chargers because I'm super paranoid about it. Although actually, that's a great idea. I'm gonna go get one and use it right now. Genius. I watched. I've been moaning about it on Facebook all day. I watched Testament today, which made me so paranoid about losing electricity. It's about the fallout after the nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Slightly ruined my life, but it was worth
It's a
it.
heavy duty movie, but I remember really liking it.
It's amazing.
I had to watch all of those movies when I was a kid. Like,
it wasn't quite as bad as
like
Threads, but almost.
Yeah, she liked them. Yeah,
Threads really destroyed me when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's
tough though.
That's what.
Yeah,
it would
now
really
that I
be
watch
like.
Testament, I'll wait like 20 years before I watch another one.
Okay, so anyone want to say anything else before we get into our second feature of the evening, Murder by Phone?
Enjoy it. It's fun. It's the same cinematographer as Black Christmas. There's my trivia.
Oh,
you're kidding.
Reginald H. Morris shot Black Christmas, Porky's, a bunch of movies by Bob Clark, of course. Empire of the Ants and Food of the Gods.
Wow.
Those are fun.
Poor Joan Collins.
And,
gassed by an ant, strangled by Santa. You know, she had a demon baby that ended up killing her.
The perpetual victim, and she never did anything to hurt anybody. And Charlotte Rae called her a bitch.
What?
Oh, there's an amazing video
Collins.
of Charlotte Rae calling her a bitch and her watching the video and reacting. I'll send it to you. It's life-changing.
You gotta see that.
There's a celebrity death match I never thought I'd see.
Yeah, oh my god, that'd be amazing. So
all right.
where is the link to this? Because I want to make sure to watch the right one. Because last week
I dropped it
watched
in
the
the
wrong
chat.
Which version is it? Because there's two on YouTube. There's one that's
right.
The Bells version, which is longer, 100 an hour 29 minutes, and then there's the Murder by Phone version, which is just under 120 minutes. Or
this is the longer cut.
The 1 hour 29 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to be getting all of Murder by Phone. Nothing is left to the imagination in this film. It's all right there on the screen for you to see. It's real life reflected through celluloid lens. There's revenge, there's horror, there's blood pouring out of people's orifices in their heads.
Yeah.
There's hair being blown up by sheer force. You'll see a lot in Murder by Phone.
Toronto subways. You get to see those.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love movies that capture Canada in the 70s and 80s.
It's a strange place. Have you all been there?
Yeah,
I haven't been to Toronto, just Montreal, but
Montreal. Yeah, no, I've only been to Montreal.
Vancouver, BC.
There you go. I've never been to Vancouver. The only place in Canada I've been is Toronto, and I couldn't believe it. Like, this was in the early 90s. My partner and I at the time won like this free bus trip to go see Phantom at the gloriously restored Pantages Theater. Toronto was fucking weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a sanitized version of every city in the United States. Like, there was no trash anywhere.
Wow.
It was fucking beautiful. Even like their downtown, all the windows were gleaming and shiny, and everybody was super friendly. And there were prostitutes out on the street that looked like girls you would want to hang out with. It was amazing. That's Canada. That's how I envision Canada. It's prostitution.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Okay, so I dropped the link to Murder by Phone in the chat, so go on in there and get it, and come back after the movie. We'll have plenty to talk about. I swear to God, it's going to be the third segment. I'm going to be 3 sheets to the wind by then, so hopefully these guys will too, over there on my other side.